Good morning, St. Francis, and good morning, people of God. It is Monday, the 24th day of January, 2022, Monday of the third week in Ordinary Time, third week of the year, but also today it is the memorial of St. Francis de Sales, the post-Reformation priest of France, who becomes, again, southern France, he becomes Bishop of Geneva, Switzerland, during, again, the time of the great tumults, again, that were happening in the kind of the real post-Reformation era, so trying to deal with the various religious divisions, as well as the hatreds, the animosities, and also the aggression and war and violence that was erupting because of the Reformation. He and Saint Jane Frances de Chantal, again, they tried to work together to rebuild a spirituality that was based more on gentleness and understanding of the human person, rather than on theological differences and all kinds of things that were dividing people because of the Reformation. Many schools have been founded by the Salesians, and their presence here in the Diocese of Raleigh is very great. They have many different ministry sites, many different parishes that are here in the Diocese of Raleigh. So remember them, remember all of those from the Salesian order, and who are a part of the life of St. Francis de Sales. Coming to you again this morning from our parking lot. As you can see, it is still filled with salt everywhere. We did a 2-hour delay, but we canceled Mass this morning because, again, we were afraid of ice. Hopefully this is the last of this, because it just gets a little bit ridiculous after a while. But the readings for today, if we have CAD Mass, but you can look at them yourselves, we continue the book of Samuel. Now David will be anointed as king, and in both Hebron in the north of Israel and then in the south of Israel in Jerusalem, which he has to conquer to be able to become king there. Again, Saul was not necessarily king in Jerusalem because Jerusalem was occupied by other people, and so it's David and his armies that are able to finally conquer Jerusalem, make that the capital of a united kingdom of Israel. Or United Kingdom of Israel, yeah. Again, there's great promise in David being made king, and great hope, because David, again, rescued Israel from the Philistines and Goliath, and that he will hopefully rescue Israel from any adversities that they might be facing. We will see, again, how David does that. He is very successful, but then as a human person, sometimes there's a little bit more in his life that needs to be corrected. And we'll see, again, that God will correct David, not necessarily get rid of David, but will correct David to allow David to be able to continue as good a king as he can be. In the readings today, again, the good that Jesus is doing is not recognized by the Pharisees in any bit. And again, they say that because he's able to cast out demons, he must be a demon himself. To which Jesus, responds with a very logical argument. Again, if Satan is casting out demons or a demon is casting out demons, then whatever foothold they have in this world will not last because they're casting each other out. It doesn't make any sense. And again, the thing is, the inability of the Pharisees, the inability of those whose faith is so narrow, whose faith is so narrowly focused, and who want to basically maintain their own power, maintain their own authority, maintain their own place of dignity as they have built it in this world, is what stops them from seeing the wonder that is around them, the wonder that is being unveiled, that is being revealed in this man from Nazareth, who is not just a carpenter, who is not just a regular person, but who is really representing something that is much more dynamic, wonderful, and amazing. To not recognize that is what, again, faults the Pharisees. And again, the blasphemy against the Holy Spirit and all that other kind of stuff. It's not about getting the Holy Spirit angry and the Holy Spirit punishing you. It's punishing yourself because you cannot see, the goodness that lies within the wonder of God's presence, in our midst. You cannot see how God is active in this world. You only want to maintain your own understanding of things. You only want to maintain your own ideas of things. You only want to maintain your own place because you are so afraid of what else can be, of what else can happen. The trick in understanding God, the challenge in understanding God is always to be able to see what can be, what might be, and what God is calling to be, so that our lives may be as rich, as full, as wonderful, and glorious as God has designed them to be. And may the Lord give you his peace.